Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Pushing on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give nothing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight is done.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. Time for another exciting review of My Little Pony. To all you bronies out there, this is Season 8. Not only just one episode, you're getting back-to-back episode reviews. So right now, this is going to be the following schedule for now. Because from what I've been seeing and what, according to resources from what I've seen, the Australian Boomerang channel is going to be getting 2 episodes Friday. Well, where we are in our area of domain of America, that means for us it will be Friday and Saturday, but for them it will technically be a Saturday and a Sunday. So yeah, so this is exactly the new. So Australia is definitely becoming like, the Boomerang is becoming exactly like the new Treehouse. How, remember last year during the first half of Season 7, we had back-to-back episodes, mostly Saturday and Sunday. So now, the same thing's going to happen again. But this time, instead of what I did last time, I just reviewed every episode, basically like, separate videos. Instead, what I'm going to do is actually review the episodes on one whole video, so that way I don't have to do separate videos, etc, because that takes a lot of time. So this time around, we're gonna dive right in. We're gonna have 2 episodes in one package, because why not, right? And hopefully it probably won't be extremely long, but still, regardless though, let's just get started. So here we got the first episode review, which is episode 15. And episode 15 is yet again another holiday episode that airs right before the holiday season. Fun. But either way though, I know we're in August, and I get that in 4 months we're already in the holidays regardless. But it's just, that again, I did hear we are getting another holiday special sometime later, I guess after Season 8 is done. We are getting something like that, so at least it's something to look forward to. But regardless though, yeah. Alright, so without further ado, let's just dive right into the episode itself. So with this episode, it's holiday break for the students at Twilight's actual school. And what happens is that while everything was, all set and done, all prepped, for afterwards, for all the teachers, like mainly the main 6 and Starlight and them, to celebrate, after all the hustle and bustle of, teaching and whatnot, finally taking a break for the holiday over the winter break. However, though, apparently it looks like the star on the tree, which is, the friendship, I kind of forget what it is, but it's like the friendship, the star thing that they have, or I forget what the name, but put it down in the comments, because I really don't remember mostly. And basically what happens is that someone in a cloak actually just pours some kind of weird slime-like substance or whatever, and basically it just gets destroyed. And not only that, but most of everything becomes like a big mess. It explodes, and everywhere there's like, oh my god, like it's very, very like, it's everywhere, and pretty much it's a really big mess. And what happens is that no student is going to leave unless this is actually cleaned up. Otherwise, there'll be no holidays for anybody at all if nobody confesses it right away. So what happens is that while they're pretty much cleaning up and getting called one by one, each student, or the new main 6 as I like to call it, they basically actually tell their own sides of the story of what they actually do for their traditions during the winter break. So anyways, we have each of them actually tell exactly their past events on what actually happens. So pretty much we start off, so technically, we start off basically, for the hold on. So we have Vasilius, and she actually says, well, she basically has like a little, it's like heartwarming, but sort of like that. It's pretty much, yeah, well, actually, no, it is heartwarming, except there was just instructions that was given from Twilight and everybody else just to pretty much get the festivities and the holiday rolling just the way it is. And Yona's is absolutely just about singing songs or like a snowy mountain and smashing things. And no, I'm not talking about no Super Smash Bros. I'm talking about literally just like smashing shit. So basically, she's just like doing her thing as her holiday traditions, like everything else from Yaks, just nothing but smashing. And then Smolders was like, damn, Smolders was just like, nah, all we do is just, tell like, some stories and stuff like that around the campfire, and whoever wins, just gets whatever. And she told a story about some dragon ruler who was pretty much like very dominant, and then like the poor other dragon was like there pretty much with no home or shelter or anything like that. So he found some way to get revenge, and now he's pretty much like, yeah, in your face, yeah, how do you like that shit? Now I'm the ruler. I'm the motherfucking ruler of this castle, bitch. Screw you. Now you get to lay there, and you get to suffer, and I get to laugh in your face about it. And it's like, wow, that's really fucked up. Now that I think about it, damn. Simona's story is really fucked up, though. I'm not gonna lie. But regardless, though. And then, of course, we have Sandbar, which his story was basically about a heartwarming doll. Oh, wait, no, correction. After Sandbar. Well, Sandbar had, like, his story where it was, like, a heartwarming doll that, like, almost fell into the fireplace. And I'm like, really? Like that's your story? Like, everybody else is just like, oh, they have their traditions. But you're talking about a heartwarming doll that almost caught on fire. Okay, wow. Great holiday story, man. And then finally we have Silverstream. Silverstream, pretty much, they have their own way of actually having their own little festivities and actually replicating and celebrating the day after the Storm King was actually defeated. And we see like this little image of like the Storm King like in the cloud and shit like that. Obviously they can't afford the voice actor, but they have him like swirling around pretty much, like the entirety of that though. That was pretty cool. I mean, I guess that nice little cameo was nice. So that wasn't so bad. Even though I was not a big fan of the Storm King in the movie, his personality though was kind of funny though. I'm not gonna lie about that. And finally, because they were trying to find out who the corporate was, no one really confessed except for one, and that was Gallius. And Gallius, wow, dude, his story has to be the deepest story within the actual main student, the Student 6. Oh my god, dude, his story, man. Wow. You gotta really feel for this Griffin, man. You really gotta feel for him, because what happened is that he never really had an actual family at all. He would just go to like Gilda's house or whoever it is, and it's the one day where all the Griffins are actually nice to each other, or at least try to be nice to each other. And that's not really his grandpa. That's just like everybody calls him that because he's like the oldest member of that of the Griffins or whatever. And in reality, he has no family. He has nobody at all. And the way he was seeing like everybody else fighting, fighting because like, oh, confess already. Like the way they were just getting all angry and wild up and everything like that was not the way he imagined it. What he imagined was actually getting together, having a good time, like actual friends and family do. And the way he was seeing them tear each other apart was just not really doing it for them. I mean, for him. It wasn't really doing it for him. So instead, he's like, well, this is what I wanted. I wanted all of us to be here, every one of us together, so we could celebrate, because I never really had an actual kind of holiday to celebrate, with others. So, yeah. So, right afterwards, they basically, Twilight and Rainbow Dash, they actually figured it out. They kind of already guessed that was obviously the case, that he was basically, actually somehow hiding something, and they kind of knew. So, it is what it is. They already pretty much guessed it. So that right there is the actual episode. And as a reward, they're actually invited to actually celebrate with the actual, main 6 and whatnot. As, cool, aka the other teachers as well. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it for the episode. Overall, it was a pretty good episode. Pretty adorable episode. I'm not going to say it was an adorable episode. It was a good episode. It wasn't great. It wasn't my favorite heartwarming episode. I would say my favorite would still go to the heartwarming tale. Yeah, definitely a heartwarming tale. Still holds my candle to being the best heartwarming special ever, because that one alone was just really well done. Even though, yes, I know, I get it, it's a Christmas Carol mixed with the Grinch, I get it, but at the same time, it was just done so incredibly well. This was actually pretty solid too. I actually did enjoy this. I mean, it wasn't like great, or it wasn't like amazing, but it was good. It was still a good episode, and you know, it has its comedy moments. It has its heartwarming moments as well. You know, get it? Hearts warming, get it? I mean, they did sing that little bit of the carol pretty much, and I just love the way too that they actually just use one word for each song in their lyrics, and like that's it for most of their traditions. And that was actually pretty funny, that little running gag they have there. So yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I really have not that much of like too negative complaints about it. I mean, I like the lesson. The lesson this episode was actually pretty. I really did enjoy the lesson in the episode though, because. And you know, because it really does make sense that like deep down all he wanted was attention to actually gain each other's trust, like to gain each other's like trust and friends and stuff like that, which, you know, I can understand why he did it. He didn't really mean to actually commit what he did, but he wanted to do it anyway just to get everybody together, even if he had to do it for like a really bad way to do it, but still. Anyways, a pretty good episode overall. It was enjoyable, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 overall, so a solid episode. So a solid 4 out of 5. Now let's go on to episode 16, Friendship University. With it all, okay. So in this episode, we got the return of Star Swirl the Bearded. Star Swirl makes his return once again, and telling Twilight because he went on his epic journey to learn more about the lessons of friendship. And what happens is that you freaking Cozy Glow, we cannot trust you. We cannot trust you. It's on the yo. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. Cozy Glow cannot be trusted. Especially, it's so damn obvious. And again, we called it on the money. We called it. We called it. We called that Cozy Glow has to be something going on where Cozy Glow is setting up something. We just don't know what. What it is, we don't know. Well, I mean, if you watched the San Diego Comic-Con trailer, then you probably already know. But if you haven't, then oh my god. Bro, okay, so Cozy Glow cannot be trusted at all. Cozy Glow, we're on to you. We really, really are. Especially the way she actually was like, oh, you know, I got all these boxes for Rarity, you know, for her all the sewing kits. And, oh, yeah, I got these as well. I just don't know what to do with them, but maybe you'll find them useful. And then she just like, gave him the Twilight. I was like, oh, God, yeah. We should have figured this was a setup from the very beginning. But who is really behind the strings here? Is it Cozy Glow or is it someone else? Speaking of someone else, we actually go to Las Pegasus. The school is located in Las Pegasus, and already it's like, why in Las Pegasus of all places? That's kind of strange. I mean, you could obviously just put it like outside of Ponyville or something, but Las Pegasus though? It's really weird, man. But anyways, they go to Las Pegasus, and wouldn't you know it, is exactly who I think who actually is going to be running the actual school. It's pretty obvious. We already know who it's going to be. Flim and Flam. It was pretty obvious from the get-go. Especially when it comes to, you know, Las Pegasus. Two ponies are the one who actually run it. Gee, I wonder. Coincidence? So anyways, after that, we have... Oh, dear God. Yo. We have the return of we have Naysayer. So Mr. Naysayer is actually back once again, and Councilor Naysayer, he's actually back. And what happens is that he's the one that actually approved this whole Friendship University school. Oh, I forgot to mention too, we get a song at the beginning too with Flim and Flam. I really enjoyed this song. This song was actually pretty upbeat. It's exactly on point like it was with season 2 with their first song. And I gotta say, it's actually pretty fun. I actually do like the tones of the song, and you know, it fits with Flim Flam Brothers, so it makes perfect sense. But afterwards though, it turns out that he was the one and the EPA were the ones that actually improved it. But in reality, that's not really the case with Flim and Flam. So Rarity, which I really do like her disguise, by the way. Her disguise was actually on point. Like, her disguise was on point though. Like, she looked really cool. I actually like the rad look that she actually has. And then like Twilight's like character is like, my name is Eye Patch. I have an eye patch. It's like, okay, well, good on you on that one. But anyways, so yeah, so that right there was actually pretty funny. So, and I think her name was Planety. I think it was Planety. I think her name was, yeah, Planety. And what happens is that she actually goes in there to actually pretend that she's like the most awesome, like, star pupil in the class, like the teacher's pet, like favorite, all that, just to gain it. And of course we see Star Swirl is the one that's actually attending the school, and Star Swirl not actually believing in actual Twilight itself. You know, this whole episode when it comes to, like, you know, gaining for a profit to learn, this sort of reminds me of the company EA. Yeah, this reminds me of the video game company EA in a nutshell, but in My Little Pony. Or maybe the educational system in general, how, you know, money talks, I guess, like Vince McMahon. I don't fucking know. Maybe, probably. That's my suggestions on what I'm actually getting here. So anyways, yeah, so when it comes to that though, and wouldn't you know it, it's exactly for the money. Pretty obvious, we already knew that. They're actually pretty much greedy. So what happens is that they're pretty much in it for the money. They're just getting all the money from the actual students themselves that attend it for an extra price to actually gain the same lessons that Twilight teaches, except they kind of skip all the important shit and get to it simply in a nutshell for the good cost, of course. Unless they really want to get the extremely more actual advanced version, they have to pay a little more extra. So again, it's microtransactions / EA / I guess, like, you know, I don't know, just money and power in general. I mean, pretty much. And it does relate to real life. It really, really does. And wouldn't you know it, pretty much, obviously, that Flim and Flam's plans have been exposed, bitch. They've been exposed, and what happens is that they get caught for it, and what happens is that, well, look, we all got dirt on each other, so you know what? Just give them back the money, just teach it for free, and we good. We good. We're good to go. We're clean. But no, what happens is that they're like, no, it doesn't matter. It's not that easy as we think. And then Star Swirl, caught him in the act, and it's like, no. I'm a powerful wizard. I know better than this shit. I don't know why I was fooled by you, man. You always owe me money, and you owe everybody else money. It's like, yo, like this dude. And this is Star Swirl, the most powerful dude in the verse. Like, you you do not want to screw with this dude, obviously. So, what happens is that they give into submission, and what happens is that they have to close down the school for good after that. And, yeah, you know, overall, wow. Alright, so about the episode itself. So, after we got all this episode, again, the comedy factor, once again, the story was pretty much on point and everything, etc., etc. So, when it comes to this episode in general, what did I really think of it overall? It was... I really did like the actual... you know, I'm going to boost this up to like an actual 4.5 because what I really liked about it is how it actually shows how money actually really does talk when it comes to the right ways of getting education, the ways of getting whatever you want, and to actually gain more knowledge, to gain more power for the extra fee. Yeah, it's all about greed, and it's just like, damn, this is kind of related to real life, I'm not going to lie, especially how much, you know, money they want to make off, especially from the educational system nowadays. Whew, yeah, oh boy. So yeah, definitely, yeah. So this does relate to a lot, though. I mean, Flim and Flam, seeing them back, I guess, was alright or whatever. I'm not really too crazy for Flim and Flam. I never was when it comes to their characters. I never was. But it was actually pretty cool how we really got, because it really gets to show you what is gonna happen. Like, keep your eye out for Naysayer and Cozy Glow. Just keep your eyes peeled for these two. Speaking of the San Diego Comic-Con, I apologize that I didn't make a video about that, but I mean, I couldn't do a live reaction regardless because there was a whole bunch of videos of them getting taken down. I mean, I was just gonna make my simple overall thoughts on the actual San Diego Comic-Con, but I'm like, nah, it's alright. It's already a bit too late anyway. But regardless, though, I will say the hype train is fucking real. That's all I gotta say. The hype train is real. It is it is mad real. But don't want to get into specifics, but that's all it is. So 4.5, making it a great episode overall. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of My Little Pony Season 8, Episode 15 and 16. The double episode reviews are going to keep continuing. Hold on, let me pause it. Double episodes are going to keep continuing and continuing. That's how the formulas are going to be just like that. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts, and that's it. I'll see you guys next week for episode not only 17, but once again episode 18. So stick around. That's how the formula is going to work. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget, rate, comment, subscribe, click that bell, join the squad, follow my social media plugins and gamer tags as well. I do apologize for not that much editing, but this video is kind of longer because, again, with the whole double episode, so you might not see too much editing going on with these double reviews. Maybe for certain episodes, if it's basically, yeah, only for certain episodes. Again, if it's like massive or whatever, by all means, that's it. So that's it. So I'm done. Yeah, again, don't forget, follow everything down below in my Discord if you want to. And that's it. So peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky's the limit. MMA fans, keep supporting Rich Reader, what you're watching. Bronies, bro who, brony on. See you guys for episode 17 and episode 18 for next week.